It is the early, very early evening. Well, actually, it's closer to twilight here in Tokyo, effectively. And the first round of the Challenge Series World Championships is about to be underway. The brightest night in Tokyo. 40 minutes of the Gemini layout will start this momentous championship off on hopefully at least a right foot. And for such a dramatic affair, obviously I've got to have somebody taking some of the load off for sheer amount of words spoken.
We are here in Tokyo, and we are going to fuck shit up.
That's... yeah, sure. And the brightest night in Tokyo is underway. All-wheel drive advantage. Wayne Hansen will immediately have the lead.
Four-wheel drive advantage is right there.
He started third. Immediately jumped the winners of races 1 and 2 last week. And his good old buddy Dom DePrisco couldn't quite do the same.
Oh, fucking boy.
Contact with the other 3 wide back here for 5th. Somehow, Dom and
these two
Isabel
don't play together very well.
No. They seem to be remaining relatively normal right now, at least. But yes, as I was saying, somehow no damage as I understeer into the outside wall, which that scrape was, but...
Take a look at what he did.
Yeah, Isabel tried putting the bumper to DePrisco, and somehow neither car was damaged by it, which surprised me. Jesus. Ruby with the whole head of steam, and Satoshi Rollins with even more steam.
Who is our POV driver for this event?
Yeah, the secret strat of just finish 4th in the last qualifier, and it'll probably help you in the long run. I don't imagine that was a premeditated thing, but here we are. He's the POV car as a result of that. And he does live in Tokyo, so he's probably got some amount of home track advantages as well.
But yeah, the idea of somebody intentionally placing 4th in the last qualifier to intentionally become the POV driver and get that main character aura is such an absolutely insane idea that nobody within IQ above room temperature would do it.
Yeah, no, that's... It's not an actual quantifiable, like, bonus. It's literally just, like, a morale thing, but you'd think the morale would be better if you just won that race instead.
When will beat there?
Yeah, and obviously, being able to, you know, keeping these cars in a completely straight line is kind of difficult. The amount of power that we're running, and there aren't too many of them that are all-wheel drive. Every single one that is, I'm pretty sure, is a Lamborghini.
Italian Inquisition.
Yeah, including one Ferrari that, you know, was the pole sitter. And has run Wayne Hansen back down after being, you know, defeated off the grid.
Ooh. Okay.
DePrisco sending it on Wanda Glass. He knows who's in the lead, and he doesn't want him there. Whether or not it ends in contact, I know Dom is not going to want Hansen leading the race. They've not made too much contact lately. Sources confirm that, or all but confirm that that's basically down to a sponsorship type of thing, because Megalith Motors' primary sponsor is Monolithic Studios, and that's a company owned by Brian Ice, who runs the team that Dom DePrisco drives for. Ergo, indirectly, Pacific Spirit Racing owns Megalith Motors, which is the team that Wayne Hansen is driving for.
So in theory, Brian Ice could fire Hansen for merely existing through various corporations.
Technically, yeah, maybe, but I don't. There's probably some sort of clause in there that prevents him from controlling the other team. But he definitely kind of has. I imagine it must be at least a little bit like what. I don't think I'd compare it to, say, Red Bull and the Racing Bulls. I would more so compare it to, like, Mercedes and McLaren, maybe. Because Red Bull has influence on who drives for Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
But Mercedes only gives engines to McLaren. They don't do anything else. Milu is out of fuel already, as is... I feel like Wayne Hansen could have maybe tried to go another lap, but I guess there's not much point. Yeah, we're going to be making a lot of stops for fuel in this race. These things are thirsty, and there's a lot of straight lines here.
Well, yeah, it's a V12 and V10. I think the smallest engine in this field is, what, a V6?
Yeah. And it's not doing much better on fuel. Isabel's used more fuel than Noir has, and Noir's in a V10. And then Rollins is still at half a tank as he crosses the line. Judging by his RPMs there, I think he's in short shift. Oh yeah, he's conscious of it. He's lift coasting, he's short shifting a little. I wouldn't be totally surprised if he might be running like a fuel mix, like 3 or 4 or something even.
Wouldn't surprise me if he just genuinely doesn't think he can win this race on pure speed, so he's going to try to win it on doing less pit stops.
That's definitely a good way to go, especially starting from the back. That's usually the smart idea, and it, you know... Obviously, not every driver is going to go into this kind of championship assuming that they have raw speed. This is the World Championship. This is, at least in theory, the 20 of the best drivers in the Challenge Series are going to be in this race. And for the most part, that is a pretty accurate hit rate.
I mean, Noir's here.
Noir and even, I would say, Wayne Hansen are both in the category of, like... Holy shit, get absolutely roasted.
Exhibit there, right fucking there.
Maybe she wasn't really pushing because she was pitting. Isabel gives her a tag on the way in. Still no damage to either car. Built Ford tough. Fuck me.
Built Ford tough in Canada. That's why it's so reliable, because it's not made in the US like every other major shitbox Ford makes nowadays. Sorry, Thrasher.
No, you're not. But, yeah, Noir and Wayne Hansen are sort of in that category of... They are perfectly capable drivers when they lock in, but they just don't anymore. Noir used to, but Wayne Hansen is more often than not just associated with the guy that Dom DePrisco doesn't like, as opposed to any of his actual ability to drive a car. He is also being maybe carried by a Murcielago, which seems to be the best car in the category, and I'm not just saying that because I drive one. But, I mean, there's 3 Murcielagos in the entire Challenge Series. They're running 6, 7, and 8 in this race. It's kind of hard to just ignore that fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then again, you have Corvettes, which are how many in this?
I think there's only 2. There's you, and there's Rollins. There's also 2 Vipers, Wanda Glass and Noir.
And how many 4 GTs?
one of each model generation. There's also two other Lamborghinis, Dom DePrisco's Huracan and Farah Fadanzi's Aventador. So literally 1/4 of this field is Lamborghini supercars.
Yeah, and to be fair, the Huracan just seems to be the race car that never dies. With it still in major competition to this very day, despite the fact that its replacement is also competing nowadays. I think the highest level that a Huracan runs is Wayne Taylor Racing runs one in IMSA GTD category.
You got a clusterfuck going on. I think Isabel just escaped the Nilu train. And there are 3 other cars very eager to do the same.
One thing I didn't realize until just now is Isabel jumped Noir out of the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't think that would have actually happened in the pits. I feel like that probably happened after because bumper to the back of the 3.
Oh, contact!
I think that might have been a concertina. I think Para pushed Aranto into Noir, into Nilu. Every car involved has no damage. What are we making these things out of this week? Fuck me.
Where were these built? The Demon Sports official testing facility at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta?
And breathe.
I'm actually surprised that the F1 is not higher up.
Kurt Wilde started near-ish the back as Rollins finally relinquishes the lead, having made it 11 minutes, functionally 6 laps on a single tank when a lot of cars could only do 3.
Yeah, that's a huge strategy move if you can do that consistently. Well,
He might be able to.
If you just 3-lap it from here on out, that's a full pit stop ahead of the rest of the pack.
And you wonder how many stops he plans to cut out. I think we'll be doing about 21 laps, so he might be 6-stopping this race for some cars. But Rollins seems equipped to do only 3.
3? Yeah, fucking 3-stop versus a 6-stop strategy? Yeah, that should make sense.
Each lap that you can go without pitting is one that Glass sends it at the dockyard section for the lead. Big slide. But that slide must have come from her pushing the car. She gets to the race lead. She was on the outside pole from winning race 2 last week, so Viper's obviously got speed. The 2 drivers that split the Classics Triple Crown earlier in the year, battling for the lead at the moment. Won the Glass, got a double crown, but Dom DePrisco stole, I want to say it was the Trial Mountain 12 from her. So these 2 have got a rivalry, but it's the right kind of rivalry, unlike the one that Dom has with car number 250.
Who is stuck deep in a hornet's nest? Who's holding up this train?
Amy.
Yeah, I still have no idea why they decided to do the driver swap for that car for this championship.
I imagine it was probably just like Emmy's probably the better driver, but the LM Nismo is not even allowed because the Brightest Night in Tokyo is part of the Cup. And even if it was, I don't think it was really going to achieve very much.
No.
Dom returns fire here. He had overspeed, but apparently not enough overspeed. Yeah, as I was gonna say at the end of this point of the last lap, every lap that you can do per stop will eliminate a stop from the race. If you can only do 3 laps, you'll be doing... If you can only do 3 laps, you'll be doing at least 6 pit stops. If you can do 4 laps, you'll be doing 5. If you can do 5 laps, you'll be making 4. And if you can go to 6 laps, you'll only be making 3. If somehow somebody could have done 7 laps, they would only be doing 2 stops. And then stretching their fuel tank down to the last ounce on the run from the pit lane entry to the finish line, some 1.5 miles away, I would say. Both the leaders pit. Yeah, they can only go 3. They have no interest in trying to go any further. Farah Padanzi will also go in. Noir will also go in with a left rear that's crying for mercy. Basically everybody goes in, but well, look who's not! And Mr. I can go 6 laps on a tank. Because I'm driving at 75% power.
Yeah, but that lead over Wanda Boss is not as large as I would expect.
Probably because it's only been 1 extra pit stop. And he's having to go real slowly to make this happen. Wanda Glass doesn't seem to be concerning herself with anything like how much fuel she's consuming per lap. So she's going to be obviously the much faster car at every stage of the race, and it's just kind of up to Rollins to fill in the void by just simply not making pit stops. If I'm 21 car, I'm not even concerned if Wanda does go by.
And pulled over for...
Yeah, it's like he didn't pull over quite, but he certainly didn't make a big fuss about it. He basically said, yeah, you got alongside, congratulations, I've got bigger fish to fry.
Bars.
Better than most modern rap artists. If anything, he can probably save more fuel if he can ride in Wanda's slipstream. Although he does have way too much overspeed right here. He doesn't drive like he's a fuel-saving guy in that sector. He has taken that section hundreds of times probably since he lives here. He seems to just have an amount of nerve through those little high-speed kinks that nobody else does. Rollins being pursued by the 2 crown holders of the Classics Triple Crown back in the spring. Farah Padanzi has quietly been having a strong run as a driver who's gone into this race as a very, very major underdog because she's not really made too many starts in the Challenge Series, all things considered. Scuderia Padanzi has been all over the Challenge Series since it appeared, or since they joined it, which I think was literally day 1, basically. Technically speaking, although I think back then the only ones that represented it were Francesca and Francisco. And other than adding Eric to the lineup back in Season 2-ish, those 3 have kind of been the torchbearers. You get the occasional start from Fernando, but Farah and Ferruccio, who drives the Pagani Huayra, really didn't make very many starts prior to this month. Ferruccio was only 1 or 2 spots away from making it into this cup himself, but Farah makes it in place of her daughter, that was corrected on post-race last week, Francesca, after her massive wreck at Deep Forest. Maybe a bit of a chip on Farah's shoulder because of, well, running well in this championship will be a very big financial thing for the Scuderia, since they have to replace an entire Ferrari F8 Tributo, which, of all the Ferraris to have to replace, yeah. And they got two drivers in it. Eric is also in this championship, because he was second at Top List. He's not running great, though.
Last.
Yeah, somehow that's our defending champion in last. The 992 probably a little too heavy to do anything like saving tires. Somehow the flat 6 probably isn't very fuel efficient either. As Rollins' time returning to the lead is over, Glass and DePrisco are both going to surpass him. They were looking like they were going to throw hands down in the dockyard, but Dominic was not close enough to really engage. And again,
Timer just looked over the halfway point.
And Rollins is still only on one pit stop thus far. And his tires are looking fine too. He's really been a smooth operator. He's going to be going another... I think actually they'll be going in on the same lap. I'm guessing they'll both be in on 12. Except for these cars, it'll be their fourth stop, while Rollins would only be making his second. And he once again just absolutely... I don't know, he doesn't get ahead of Glass. I think he backed out of it. Not interested in passing.
Back out, save tires, and then just,
Exists.
yeah.
Toshi Rollins is now Graham Rahal.
Apparently.
Elsewhere here. Oh yeah, that's right, and Warren needed new tires when she hit because her left rear was in shreds. Wonder if we'll see. No, I don't think Dom is close enough. Even with the superior power of the Huracan and not saving fuel much, he's nowhere near close enough to Rollins to orchestrate overtakes. I think we'll just be seeing them both go in about a minute here. Wanda Glass just straight up let Rollins by, apparently. And maybe she's realized the cornering difference, 181 through there, and she's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother wasting our time doing that. You go on ahead, you take that like you're in a fucking prototype, I'm gonna do not that. Rollins ran the tank dry, 1% of fuel left. He'll probably get jumped by them and by these two in the pits though because of that, and they're gonna take, well, 4% less fuel. Yeah, in goes everyone else.
Here we go. Race off the pit lane.
DePrisco's gonna jump Wanda definitively, and Rollins will get back to the lead. Overall. I guess he did technically have it on the way in, but you know what I mean.
Math.
Sit on board the Huracan driver as he presumably is about to find a way by Rollins on the way down to the hairpin sort of section down there. He's got the slipstream. He's not fuel saving, and he gets alongside. Can't outbrake the C8 though.
Here, but this is shorter way around works. Sliding. Okay. Oh, crossover attack.
Cross the Jesus. Just out-accelerate a normal drive car, but he backs out of the fight anyway. Or he just didn't have the runoff he thought he did.
backed off, play smart, know where that car's strong section is.
Right here.
Exactly.
Oh, they make contact. Briscoe tried to slide over. Maybe didn't even know Rollins was there because of the fucking difference in speed.
You can almost hear the Corvette screaming, "What the fuck is a kilometer?" Oh, contact in the back!
Bumper to the back of the 88! Wanda Glass gives Dom DePrisco the old bump and run. We'll see if she can convert to the second spot. I think she will. She's gonna have the inside for the first part of these S's. Still not done. Oh, yeah, never mind. There, she's able to more or less straight line the mini chicane in that S section. And Wanda Glass will fight her way back to second. She'll be the next to take a crack at the Corvettes. That has been really difficult to get ahead of. It's just been difficult to stay ahead of. Down the inside of turn 1, trying to mix up the strategy to throw Rollins off. Maybe hoping she can get far enough ahead before they even get to the tunnel. Who knows? DePrisco might also be ahead. Oh yeah, easily clear at the braking zone. It's a battle, but it's like a really courteous battle. They both know at this point, or all three of them know at this point, another crossover attack. DePrisco absolutely embarrassed on the way out of the dockyard. But yeah, there's been a level of courtesy in the way that they kind of play around how each other's cars drive. But Rollins he's the winner in the long term. He's keeping up with, he's slowing these cars down while on a completely different strategy. Wanda tried to block that, but there was nothing she could do. She's gonna go back down the inside.
Well, she did something.
I was gonna say, update. There was something she could do. Dive bomb on the brakes. The late block attempt scrubbed off just enough momentum on the side of the 21 car that she was able to do that. My word, it's a noir train back here. As the Murcielagos in the race remain, it's literally Lamborghini 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 Vipers and Satoshi Rollins are the only thing standing in between us and a Lamborghini top 5 lockout. And Rollins is only really up here because of strategy. He doesn't really seem to have, like, you know, blockbuster race speed at the moment. He's just up here by... Yeah, he's up here because he's only stopped twice. And by being a nuisance in the really high-speed corners where he seems to have just unlimited confidence and also apparently unlimited aerodynamics.
Not quite to the levels of the me school of defensive driving.
No, because he's not actually defending. He's just kind of... It's more like a turn-based... it's like a JRPG. He's letting Wanda and Dom take their turns, and now it's his turn to attack.
JRPG, a Jenga role-playing game.
Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer. This time they're going to be too wide before the braking zone, and Wanda Glass will sweep back ahead. They got an extra lap out of the stint. Glass and DePrisco did.
I guess when you're fighting and you slow down that much.
Apparently everybody did. Never mind, Brian Ice did not, but he also might be pitting for his tires. Him and Wayne Hansen, both of them have absolutely shredded those tires. DePrisco seems to be kind of out of touch. It's really just Rollins versus Glass at this moment. He's just kind of lurking in the background. I don't know, maybe he's losing speed trying to save fuel. I'm not sure why he would be trying to save fuel at this point either. You have a very clear path if you know the race is going to be 21 laps. Hitting on every third lap is going to be enough. The only thing I can think of is if you're going to take the guesswork out, maybe we'll do a 22nd, or maybe you're trying to make up the difference between where the pit lane entered is and where the start line is. You technically need 3.5 laps on your final stint, since that's just kind of the distance between the two places.
Also, we are in the final quarter of this race.
And the status
Feels like
quo...
we've been at this for more than 30 minutes.
Probably because it's a little repetitive at this point, I suppose. This almost feels like a plate race in a weird way.
Let's find the train.
It's not there. That's not there. Emmy's on an island. I'm on an island. There's a train, sort of. Ryza's holding up the other Murcielagos that are not me.
Oh, as Juan de Glass and Don DeFrisco are pitting.
And Satoshi is not, obviously, because he's probably expected to go to 18. So yeah, they were able to get a 4-lap stint, as were most of the cars around them. I think maybe the reality of how far they'll have to go to reach the end is setting in for everybody else. But Rollins seemed to have kind of done the math ahead of time. In case you were wondering, no, I was not having fun on those tires at this point in the race. And
Completely ignore me.
yeah, and in a twist of fate, I was now the one leading the train. I didn't think that Brian and Hansen would stop for tires, and it's gotten me ahead of Ryza, but all that's really done is just made me the leader of the train instead of her. Ice just sticks his nose on the inside of the SLS. He's gonna get probably ahead.
How
No,
do
he's
you
not.
fight two cars at once?
Ryza's basically fighting 3. She's fighting every Murcielago on the track. And the Noir's entered it. Rollins goes in. I suppose that does make sense though. If there's only going to be 4 laps to the end, he can just go in and cover them off. Take less fuel. Presumably that's about 4.5 laps of gas in the tank. Maybe a little extra so we can actually push to keep that behind him.
Here we go. American power at its finest. Corvette and Viper.
We're suddenly back to the year 2001. Considering that livery was actually from 1999, but, you know, that's besides the point. Now the question becomes, can Wanda Glass get to the end on this tank? The answer, I fear, may be no. In which case, she will have to put in a final stint of the gods to even be able to see Rollins at the end. She's gonna get ahead of him right now at the dockyard section. Rollins is gonna leave his nose there, which I was not expecting him to do.
You either conserve fuel like all hell, or you fucking run like hell and hope to God you build a big enough gap.
I don't think that Wanda Glass can do that, though. Rollins has just been able to stay with her.
Especially
Mostly
right through the
using...
tunnel.
Yeah, mostly using this section. I think Wanda Glass is just...
Go into the wall!
Still no damage.
What the fuck?
She did hit it pretty much with her left side door, so I'm not really that surprised. pretty much could. Like, literally. Holy hell, Dominic, your left front is deceased. It's as bad as mine. If I really, like, limped it around, I could have made another lap, but as you probably noticed, my left front tire wasn't going to be able to do that, so why bother?
Here you go.
Now Wanda is going to try
climbing
and...
board broke.
Yeah, now Wanda's going to try and build a gap. She's going to try and get ahead quicker than usual. Yeah, you get that on these out laps. There we go. it's just that easy sometimes. Can't Jorito. Glass is pushing that Viper to try and get away. But Rollins is not relenting. I think he's probably pushing the car a little because he knows he can finally do so. I think this one is in the bag for the 21. Even if Wanda stops doing that, still no fucking damage, by the way.
The car that just refuses to die.
But even if Wanda could make it to the end on this tank, which I don't think she's gonna, I think she'll be seeing the fuel light around this time next lap, which would mean she would not have enough to get around 1.5 times. She's gonna be a lap short. But even if she wasn't going to be, Rollins is just able to get by her at the key moments. Wanda Glass might be able to pass on the way down to the dockyard area, but that's not where the start-finish line is. The start-finish line is after the section that Rollins is really good at. He makes the pass there, hangs on through the hairpin, and you really can't pass through the S's unless you're desperate.
Oh, I see slow car up ahead. Will slow car be in the way?
I don't think it'll matter. Let's take the peek. No dice. Slow car would be Nilu. They passed Stephanie and I don't know when, but they did. Must have been like pit cycle or something. Maybe she was in the pits. Rollins blinks the high beams to signal to Nilu that the battle for the lead is rapidly approaching her location.
Lapper knows her right.
Rollins is probably going to be able to sneak ahead of her on the way out of this section, but I don't think Wanda will be able to. Just about, yeah.
Lapper knows her fucking right. Oh!
And that, as I said, the fuel light comes on. She could make it around to the pits at the end of this lap, maybe, but that wouldn't help her. The sun rises over the city of Tokyo.
Longest night in Tokyo. Jesus fucking Christ.
The brightest night. Not
Yeah, it might have been the brightest night, but Jesus Christ, we were rolling the cars out of the pit lane at sunset. It's now early morning.
It was night when we started.
Exactly. Also, white flag is out. 1 to go.
Sponsored by McDonald's, apparently.
Yep.
And
Red
Nilu
flag
is
out. 1 to go. Sponsored by McDonald's.
And Nilu does in fact know her rights. She's trying to fight Rollins for some reason. Rollins may be entertaining it, I don't know. Wanda Glass is also behind Stephanie, so...
time through the tunnel.
Timer has expired.
Leave room.
He was gonna dive it again. I think I saw. Yeah. I just saw Rollins was fuel saving again there. I guess he can. You might have slightly miscalculated in the pit lane or something, but I don't really think it matters. Off of the final corner, I actually think I just saw Wanda Glass's name tag at the very end there, but Brightest Night in Tokyo goes to one of Japan's own. Satoshi Rollins wins. Wanda Glass second. Noir is going to take a surprise podium if she can survive the S's. Dom his pace just fell off in the last stint and a half there.
No, look at his lap times. His lap times on that final stint. Yeah, doing 56s. Okay, did one lap in the 52s, but the others in the 56.7s. He didn't fall off. The others just found the fucking gear. Wanda. I'm sorry, did I just see you Wanda do a 40 fucking 7?
She knew she had to push on that lap if she wanted any chance of seeing
Yeah.
Rollins, and you can see the gap closed a lot. That's the same corner. Margin of victory was less than 6 seconds. Both because Rollins was having to fight with Nilu, while also, I think, being concerned of his own fuel. Because he slightly miscalculated it.
I think they needed to get the push truck out to bring him back to pit lane.
And then... Wanda was stuck behind Stephanie for, like, the dockyard section. I almost begin to wonder how close that would have been if Stephanie was not in her way.
If Stephanie didn't know her rights.
I'm pretty sure that these guys were hitting 54s for most of the race. Because, yeah, you can go back far enough and see that 54, 55, 53.7, 52.3. Rollins ran his fastest lap middle of his third stint. And he remained in the 53s until the final lap where he had to do the emergency fuel saving. Wanda, also 53s, occasionally finding 48s and 47s when she wasn't fighting with Satoshi. But DePrisco stopped doing those 53s consistently, even before the end of, like, even at lap 12, he was done doing that.
But what's actually very weird is Dom actually has the fastest lap of the race with a 1:45.
Yeah, he had the pace early on. He was the fastest car in the first 15 minutes of the race. He and Wanda...
As the sun came up, the Lamborghini just lost pace.
His, anyway, yeah. And maybe that's also partly explains Noir, who pulled a 49, 52, and 52 on her final stint. Had to pit on 20 as well, just like Wanda did, but it didn't matter. Everybody else around her did too. No one else could really make that final lap. DePrisco's pit stop was actually earlier, and I imagine that probably didn't help. He was stuck in traffic, probably. And he still pulled a 48.6. But that is just one slice of the pie, as, of course, that's just the first round of a 9-race cup. So, yeah, we're... Get ready for the long haul. And it goes for all of us.